Today I have a big question. Niko na swali kubwa mzuri nataka kuuliza. Why is Gachagua so keen in getting the support of the Luhya nation and the Kamba nation? Why is Gachagua so keen in making sure that these three communities, the Mount Kenya people, the Western people, the Luhya people, and the Kamba people work together? Why is he so keen? You know, Gachagua is a political scientist. And that is one thing that Kenyans and even William Ruto did not put into consideration when he was impeaching this man. This is a person who Ruto assumed that is a nobody. Even Raila assumed that nobody is an amateur in politics. Ameingia siasa juzi. They forget that Gachagua, as much as he was never in active politics, but Gachagua has been an administrator. He has played around politics for the longest time, ever since he left the university back then. So he understands politics because he has dealt with politicians. But anyway, before I go into the details, I would like you to take a second to subscribe and to hit the notification bell so that anytime I post a video, you will always be the first to watch. So kindly do so. Na kama kawaida, I'll be back. Thank you for everyone who has subscribed, and for the return subscribers, I really appreciate you guys. You guys are making this platform grow, and we really appreciate the massive support I'm getting, the massive calls I'm getting, the massive, just the support is crazy. I really appreciate you. Let's continue growing. We are now at 3,000. We are aiming higher and higher each and every single day. So don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Now, this is what I was asking. Why is Gachagua so keen in getting the support of the Western and the support of the Kamba? Why does he want these three communities to come together and vote in one voting block? You know, Gachagua people watu wanamchukuanga ni kama he doesn't understand politics. When he started, people think that this guy is just a first-time MP. We have made him a deputy president. He doesn't understand politics. We can impeach him and na ataenda home na hataongea. That's what they were saying, that Gachagua will be forgotten. But you guys, you can remember that recently, just 3 days ago or 4 days ago, Gachagua was a topic of debate in parliament. That parliamentarians had to suspend their session and discuss Gachagua, both from both sides of the divide, the government, the Kenya Kwanza and the ODM. They had to take time and discuss Gachagua. I just want you to watch a few videos about Gachagua recently and how he was reacting to Ruto and everything. And then I will come back and then we'll dig a deep analysis. So watch this.
Uongo inatengenezwa pale Ikulu. Sasa akija niambie nyinyi si ama nisimwambie. Nimchanue ama nisimchanue. Sasa alikuja pale kwetu Bulibani. Mimi nikapima. Nikaona hii mtu ako na pesa mingi. Na kwetu wanasema ndovu hawezi sikwa na pembe. Lazima uoe nini? Sasa pale kwa Mlimani nikaongelesha watu kiluka. Nikaita redio inaitwa Inoro. Nikawachanua. Nikasema hii mtu anakuja kudanganya nyinyi. Usisikize uongo bure. Kusikiza uongo ni bei kali. Nikaambia hii Wakikuyu na Wameru na Waembu, kwenda mkutano yake ni 2,000. Kumsikiza. Kupiga makofi ni 1,000. Kucheka ni 500. Sekuru wewe. Sasa nyinyi nataka kuchanua nyinyi. Sasa pale watu wetu walinyoa yeye shilingi bilioni 1. Alipoenda watu wakarudi nyumbani wakasema hatuwezi zika ndovu na nini? Hakuna hata kura moja aliongeza. Watu naendelea kusema mambo ni one. Sasa nyinyi kama atakuja mjipange. Mkiambiwa na machifu muende. Unasema kabla utoke nyumbani upatiwe 2,000 uachie mama. Tumekubaliana? Na msikubali kudanganywa na waheshimiwa. Watapeleka nyinyi wapewe pesa, wakule wasime simu mrudi nyumbani. Kabla hujaenda mkutano ya Rais William Ruto kusikiza uongo. Ukuwe na pesa kwa nini? Wangapi wanakubaliana na mimi tufanye namna hiyo? Wewe Kasongo. William Ruto wewe. Wewe anapo shamba. Wewe mwizi. Wewe muongo. Wewe mtu ya kudharau Kalonzo. Mtu ya kudharau Kamba. Aende asiende. Aende asiende. Atembee asitembee. Wangapi wanasema Kasongo aende? Tangu 2002 nimekuwa kwa hii siasa. Sijakuwa pande ya kushindwa. Pahali unaona mimi ndio ushindi utakuwa. I'm not just an ordinary politician. I am a political scientist. Yeah? Na mimi najua kupiga hesabu ya siasa. Even when my brother Uhuru Kenyatta wanted us to support Raila Odinga, nilipiga hesabu nikamwambia haiwezekani. Na tukakosana na rafiki yangu kwa sababu mimi siwezi ruka pahali hesabu iko. Mimi nakaa pahali ya hesabu. Kwa sababu hesabu is scientific, it's a formula. Hesabu na formula ya kufukuza kasongo iko hapa. And this matter is done.
Speaker, I seek your protection.
Go on.
Mr. Speaker, this person that we impeached as a House, Mr. Speaker, overwhelmingly, with over 300 members of this House, Mr. Speaker, is the same person who is telling Kenyans that unless you follow this direction, unless you follow this party of mine, unless you follow this, wild thoughts of mine of discriminating against other people, you will not be valid, or you will not be a valid Kenyan, Mr. Speaker. You will not be a valid citizen of this country. Mr. Speaker, this is a House that addresses matters of concern to the people. That is our mandate constitutionally. And if we do not arrest this matter, as Swahili people say, usipoziba ufa utajenga ukuta, Mr. Speaker. If we do not arrest this matter as early as now, Mr. Speaker, this is a man who has lost his head. This is a man who has lost his soul, Speaker. If he's invited by the DCI to record a statement, he refuses. If he's invited by NCIC, he refuses. If he's invited by EACC, now who is going to protect us from this monster, Mr. Speaker, called Rigathi Gachagua? Who on earth is going to protect us from this monster, Mr. Speaker? Who is going to protect us? Because the government looks like it's unable to take an action against him. Mr. Speaker, if this government was formed by ODM, this man would have been in jail by now. I can assure you. I can tell you for this one, without any fear of contradiction.
You have watched those videos. So this is a man that many people assumed that he was going to be a nobody. This is a man that many people assumed, even the president really assumed him. But this is a man who now says something and he becomes like a slogan. This is a man who said that Kenyans should, that Kikuyu people should go and unsubscribe to the channel of a certain musician. And that guy overnight alipoteza from 500k subscribers to as low as 60k subscribers. That shows you the influence. And we can all agree that Gachagua has reached that level that Raila was in terms of having influence, especially to his people. I'm sure if Gachagua calls for a demonstration from the people of the mountain, they will turn up for him. That is the influence that Gachagua now has. I know many people don't want to admit, but the truth of the matter is Gachagua has a massive influence. Because he came up with one term. Look at now how the one-term movement is now picking up. Everyone is now singing one term. Even in the Ruto must go slogan that the military says that cannot be used and nini. Gachagua said, okay, kama tutatumia hiyo, then sisi tutasema one term. Si hamtaki tutumie Ruto must go, then wacha tutumie one term. And look at how one term has picked. That it has reached a point that Gachagua is now the person who is setting an agenda for this country. He's the one who is setting the tone and setting the narrative for this country. We might not like Gachagua, it's okay. But remember, this guy has studied political science. This guy has lived in the Moi's era. This guy has seen Moi. This guy has seen Kenyatta. This guy has lived during Kibaki's era. This guy was a personal PA to Uhuru Kenyatta. So he could see how politics was being played on the side. He was very close. Any room that where politics was discussed, he's the person who said that Jubilee was formed in his house. The idea of Ruto, Uhuru running, they met at his house. So this is a man who had influence, who had lived along the corridors of power, who has moved with the Huntu. He understands politics, and that is where that is where Raila and the other guys assumed Gachagua. And you can notice that even when Gachagua was being impeached, people kept on telling him that, can you just resign and then but Gachagua never resigned because he's a political scientist. He understands. He knew the game he was going to play. But right, look at him now. He's giving this government headache after headache after headache. So, now let us come to why is Gachagua so keen in making sure that Western consolidates and Ukambani consolidates. You can see, right? You can see Gachagua is not keen in Nyanza. He doesn't care about Nyanza. In fact, he has never come to Nyanza to talk or do anything. He doesn't follow. He doesn't come to Nyanza. Luo Nyanza. He doesn't care. He has been to Kisii, but he has not come to Luo Nyanza, and he will not come to Luo Nyanza. He has not gone to, he has gone to Western, and he has gone to Ukambani. Why? Because he understands that the largest voting bloc after Mount Kenya is the Luya people. And if he is able to convince the Luya people to depart, to move away from Raila Odinga, especially Raila Odinga, then he will be able to have, he will have serious influence in 2027. And the one thing that he's doing is through Natembeya, because I believe that Gachagua is working closely with Natembeya, because he wants Natembeya to make sure that Natembeya stamps his dominance in Western, so that come 2027 they will be able, whenever they will merge, then that coalition will have a very, very strong effect in come 2027. So Gachagua understands voting blocks, and he understands the communities that have a rich in vote. He understands that Luos are good at hype, but when it comes to vote, Luos don't have that significant number of votes. And he understands that Luos still are listening to Raila. Wanasikiza Raila so much. So he understands that there's very little support he can get. So the other region is Ukambani. He's really looking at making sure that Ukambani does not, that Kalonzo this time around is not being influenced by Raila again. He's making sure that Kalonzo doesn't even imagine that he's going to go back and work with Raila again. So Gachagua is anapiga hesabu yake vizuri. He's playing his maths very, very well. And I'm telling you, if there is anybody, take it from me, if there is a politician that will have massive influence in 2027, and the person who will determine who will be the president in 2027 is none other than Gachagua. Forget about Raila. Raila will not have any influence in 2027. You people that keep on following Raila, listen and listen to me very keenly. Raila will not have any influence in 2027. The only influence he will have is in Nyanza, and that will be in the number of MPs and the senators and things that will come from that part. But but in terms of Kenya, Raila will have very little or no support, significance. Again, Raila's political career is on its deathbed. And Gachagua understands it very well. And that's why you see Gachagua is not really paying attention to Raila anymore. As much as he would want them were merged with Raila, because remember, when what Luos always bring to the table, the Luos bring that vibe, the Luos bring the hype, they bring that energy. Luos have this energy that when they support you, the whole country will feel like you're winning, and sometimes that is what you need. That is what Ruto needs. Ruto understands that Luos as a voting bloc does not have so much impact. But he understands that having Luos on your side and Luos help supporting you, like Luos will create that energy. Luos will create that feeling that, hey, this guy, and you can use that even to your advantage in terms of even stealing, because you'll say that I had support. Look at how the crowd used to be charged up and everything, because Luos know how to turn up, especially in rallies and all these things. So Gachagua knows that he also needs this, but Gachagua knows that at the end of the day he needs to target those areas that he knows that huku ndio kuna kura, huku ndio watu wako, huku ndio kuna support, huku ndio najua these are the communities that I know if nikiguza I know I will have massive support. So, and he's planting his people like Natembeya. Natembeya has been strategically been planted there by Gachagua. And I know they are working together. That's why Gachagua, Natembeya is really focused in Western. Natembeya any other part of the country, he's really focused in Western. He started with Trans Nzoia, and now he's moving to other parts of Western. And trust you me, the only place that Natembeya has not touched in Western is Busia, because Busia is predominantly an ODM zone. But trust you me, Natembeya will get there. Natembeya will get there. And if the strategy that Gachagua konayo, because Gachagua seems to be like almost 2-3 steps ahead of William Ruto. Because William Ruto is still doing politics in a way that he feels like, he to ntatumia system, I use the system. But he doesn't understand that Gachagua is exciting the crowd. That even if you are going to steal in 2027, it will be impossible because the crowd will be so much against you. So things are boiling up nicely, and I know that as much as you people are assuming Gachagua has a game plan. He understands that these three communities, hapa nikigonga amegonga jackpot. Anyway guys, what do you think about this whole thing? You can share your views in the comment section, in the moves that Gachagua is making, and I want to know, is it enough to counter what William Ruto and Raila movement will coalition? Let's assume that Gachagua and Gachagua moves, what is planning goes through. Will it be able to counter the narrative of Raila and William Ruto come 2027? So let us share your views in the comment section. But remember, remain respectful. Do not insult any leader. Do not attack anybody in the comment section. Just stay objective, share your thoughts, and then we'll agree. We'll agree or we'll disagree. So thank you. Until next time. Bye-bye.